This is a project I've been wanting to do since we bought this house. Here's what it looked like when we moved in. Since then, I've been slowly chipping away one project at a time, giving it the attention and elbow grease it's needed for years. But this walkway, it's been long overdue. It's a patchwork of mismatched pavers, half buried in mud, totally uneven, and basically turns into a kiddie pool every time it rains. It's a tripping hazard and bad curb appeal. So today we're finally upgrading it to a proper paver walkway we can actually be proud of. The pavers I'm going to be laying down are 1 by 2 feet, 2 inches thick, solid limestone with a rough cut edge. I think they're beautiful and also heavy. Unloading them was a solid workout. 39 pavers. That was a workout, but it's done. Now I can finally get on to digging these old pavers up and moving them out forever. But as I was moving along, my suspicions were confirmed. Woo! Ant City. I had a feeling they were in here. Gotta kill some fire ants. I've been battling these guys in this walkway for years, and now that these pavers are coming up, I can finally take care of them once and for all. I'm all about using non-toxic methods when it comes to pest control, and my favorite trick for these ants is orange oil. You can see that they used to live here, and now they're living there. Just a couple tablespoons mixed into about a gallon of water, and it wipes out ant colonies fast. Hate these things. The only catch, don't use it near plants or grass you actually like, because it's gonna take those out too. Okay, last one, this big boy. I can't tell if it comes across as big as it is, but it's gonna be heavy. But I bet I can do it. Let's see. There's ants. Okay, stay. Moly, that's heavy. Okay, it's a mess, but already looks better. Old paver removal complete. I just got out my string line and I haven't used this since the fence build a year ago. This thing got a workout during that project. Still going strong. I don't think I want this walkway to be like perfectly straight, but I'm gonna go ahead and give myself a boundary to work in, and I'm gonna mark that off with some string. I didn't have any stakes on hand, so I just cut a couple of dowels to anchor each end, and they worked perfectly. You can't tie a knot. Tie a lot. Then I got started by digging out the perimeter of the walkway using my spade shovel just to establish the boundary. Just uncovered my first treasure. One side down, now on to the driveway side. All right, I know this isn't exactly a woodworking project, but if you've been around my channel for a while, you know that a lot of my projects are. And because of that, I am proud to tell you about today's sponsor, Woodworkers Guild of America, which is an online community of great woodworkers where members can learn, advance, and discover tons of step-by-step projects. For a while now, I've been diving into their premium video library, and there's everything from table saw techniques to jigs and fixtures to all sorts of furniture building content. Recently, I've been nerding out on all of their videos about workshop setup and cabinet making tutorials, because we all know that organizing the workshop is a constant, and I have lots of projects ahead involving building my own cabinets. These are expert taught videos that walk you through step by step, and the instructors really love the content and they're really good at teaching. You'll also find all sorts of things like downloadable plans, tips on finishes, tool buying advice, and much more. Plus, as a member, you can join their live stream tutorials and Q&As where real pros answer your questions in real time. But here is the wild part. The first 1,000 people to click the link in the description will get a full year of premium membership for just $1.49. Yep, $1.49 for an entire year of all of this content. So if you're interested in woodworking and you want to level up your skills, click the link below or scan this QR code on screen to join the Woodworkers Guild of America today. Now it's time to dig out all of the dirt in the middle. I'm digging down about 6 inches to give myself enough depth for the materials I'm going to add, plus the pavers. I think I made a big mistake and let my cart get too heavy. But thankfully the pros showed up to help.
Oh!
God, this is so... Good job!
There you go.
More.
Should I get the shovel? You got this.
Oh, yeah. Nice.
Oh, guys, great job.
I open.
Okay, put it back down.
Yeah, put your, what's that thing called, Erin?
Your dumper, I don't know.
Dumper.
Good job, P!
Good job, guys.
High five.
Now you get stuck in here.
Got the supervisor with me out here this morning. And quick shout out, this Gorilla cart has seriously been one of my favorite homeowner purchases. I use it constantly, and it's been super helpful once again for this project. I'm loading it up with dirt, and the dump feature makes unloading it fast and easy.
What is this? A blue tile. What in the world? Didn't expect to find a blue tile in here. There's the rest of that Topo Chico bottle. Okay, I think I finally have this all dug out to the appropriate depth. The previous owners put in this drain pipe and it actually goes this way and goes out into the grass. I definitely don't want to get rid of that. It's not the best, but it does help the drainage in this area. So I'm going to leave that, but thankfully this drain is low enough that it's not going to be in the way. I had to work around this post, which is holding up the carport, and that's no big deal. And then there's another post, which honestly is not holding up the carport. It's just there for this downspout for the gutters, and that runs out underneath the grass. It's not the best drainage system, but it does help a little. And the last thing is this big root, which is coming from our big, beautiful tree. I don't want to mess with that. The tree is more important to me than this walkway. I think it's low enough that it's not going to be a problem. And if it is a problem, I'll just fix the walkway, but I don't want to mess with that root. With everything dug out, we're down to the dirt base of the walkway, and I want to make sure it's solid and well compacted. For that, I'm using a good old-fashioned hand tamper. Tamping helps compress the soil, which gives you a stable, even foundation for the layers we'll build on top. It's simple, but it makes a big difference. Okay, here's a good visual. Compacted, not yet compacted. Okay, now let's build everything back up. Most people would use a compactable crushed stone here, something like road base, also known as 3/4 minus. But after doing a bit of research and chatting with my local stone yard, they recommended I go with 1/2-inch crushed limestone instead. And the reason is totally because of drainage. This area tends to hold water, so I needed something that would not only create a solid base for the pavers, but also drains really well, and this limestone works great. I added about 2 inches of it across the walkway base. Let's talk about weed barrier for a second, because I didn't use any here, and that was very much on purpose. This area already has some drainage issues, and laying down plastic fabric would have just made that worse. Weed barrier can trap water instead of letting it drain properly, especially when it's sandwiched between layers. Plus, most of the time, weeds don't even come from underneath your walkway. They show up when seeds blow in and land between the pavers, so a weed barrier doesn't really stop that anyway. And honestly, it's just more unnecessary plastic in the ground. Instead, I just focused on doing a solid base with well-compacted crushed rock and clean leveling sand. In case anybody was wondering, the supervisor is still right there. Okay, now that the base rock is down, it's time to compact it so we can keep building on a super strong foundation. For the next couple layers, I wanted to get maximum compaction, so I rented a gas-powered plate compactor from Home Depot. Way faster and way more effective than the hand tamper. It's loud, it shakes your teeth, it gets the job done quickly like a boss. It's easy to use and it's more affordable than you'd think for just a few hours. I mean, just look at that beautiful, flat, rock-solid base. The next layer is a layer of concrete sand, which is the last layer before adding the pavers. Sand creates a perfectly smooth, level, and stable base for the pavers to sit on. It also helps with water drainage beneath the walkway and also has a little bit of flexibility to it, allowing for a little movement during seasonal changes. Something's talking in there.
After adding the sand, I laid down 2 long PVC pipes as guides, making sure they were level and parallel. Then I filled in the space between them and used a scrap board as a screed, dragging it across the tops of the pipes. And this gave me a perfectly even layer of sand and consistent depth across the whole walkway, which is super helpful for getting a smooth, level surface for the pavers. Once that was done, I gave the sand a light mist of water to help with compaction. I tamped down the grooves left from the pipes and then brought the plate compactor back in for a final pass.
The sand is down, it's leveled, it's compacted. I think it's finally time for the part that I have been waiting for this entire project. Let's put down the pavers.
These limestone pavers are 2 inches thick, super beefy, and super solid underfoot. For a few years, the walkway trend has been very modern and very structured, with perfectly straight lines. But lately, I've been saving a ton of inspiration on Pinterest with a more organic offset pattern. It feels a little more natural, a little better suited to our curved driveway and non-symmetrical path.
What? Sorry, my plastic just flew right off. Oh my God. These are the kind of neighbors we have. Warm, homemade cookie delivery.
So I'm figuring out the layout as I go, keeping the spacing realistic and comfortable for walking, nothing too tight, nothing too far apart. This kind of layout takes a little more eyeballing, but the end result feels way more custom and less cookie cutter. And we like that around here. As I laid each paver, I made sure it was level with the ones around it, checking with a small level as I went. It's definitely worth taking your time here since one uneven paver can throw off the entire flow. I kept stepping back to eyeball the overall pattern and adjusting spacing where needed. Once the pavers were all in place, I'm next going to fill in around them with smaller rock. I wanted to keep the look cohesive, so I chose 1-inch crushed limestone, same material family as the pavers, just a smaller size. Using a similar color and texture helps the whole walkway feel intentional and put together. Plus, this type of stone allows for good drainage and helps lock the pavers in place a bit more over time. The last thing I'm doing is adding a sealer. I decided to seal the limestone pavers because they're pretty porous and can stain easily from things like dirt, leaves, even just everyday foot traffic. A good sealer helps protect them from all of that and makes cleaning way easier. Plus, it brings out the natural color and keeps them looking fresh longer. A new walkway wouldn't feel complete without refreshing the landscaping around it. I pulled out a few plants that didn't really fit our vision, and then Hannah and I picked out some beautiful, shade-loving plants that really complement the walkway. This view is such an upgrade. As a reminder, this is where we started, a patchwork of mismatched, muddy, uneven pavers that turned into a puddle every time it rained. And here is where we are now. A gorgeous, solid limestone walkway with an organic flow that feels natural in the space, framed by fresh landscaping. It's functional, it's beautiful, and it completely changes the curb appeal of our home. It's easy to forget how far we've come, but this aftershot makes me so happy and it says it all. I'm so proud of what we've done, and I'm so excited for the project still ahead. And here's proof the new walkway handles drainage so much better. No more wading through deep, muddy puddles every time it rains. Seeing it finished makes every shovel of dirt worth it.